Why don't we indict him?
As you know, there are many different perceptions about Orlando and the causes and the motives. I want to take a minute and read the New York Times main editorial today, in which it says, while the precise motivation for the rampage remains unclear, it is evident that Mr. Mateen was driven by hatred toward gays and lesbians. Hate crimes don't happen in a vacuum. They occur where bigotry is allowed to fester, where minorities are vilified, and where people are scapegoated for political gain. Tragically, this is the state of American politics, driven too often by Republican politicians who see prejudice as something to exploit, not extinguish. Continuing, as the funerals are held for those who perished on Sunday, lawmakers who have actively championed discriminatory laws and policies and those who have quietly enabled them with votes should force themselves to read the obituaries and look at the photos. The 49 people killed in Orlando were victims of a terrorist attack, but they also need to be remembered as casualties of a society where hate has deep roots.
I'm reluctant to say this, but that might be the single dumbest editorial in the history of the New York Times. It's like a piñata. You can hit it from any angle and get some reward. First of all, the guy was a registered Democrat. Right? He swore allegiance to ISIS. And somehow it's Republican opposition to gay marriage that is somehow associated with this. You know, I know for a fact that a lot of the founders of the Nazi Party were gays. Should we revisit the issue of Nazism based upon the fact that they were homosexuals? It's ludicrous, and it is one of just like with the gun stuff that Tucker was talking about. It's one of these examples of how, from the top down, from Barack Obama to a lot of the mainstream media, they don't want to actually talk about this for what it is, which is a terrorist attack, a guy motivated and inspired by radical Islamic terrorism. Instead, they want to move the conversation back to comfortable topics like gay rights and gun control, and it is just a giant con.
Maura, I mean, there is, you know, the whole back and forth about radical Islam and what the president said yesterday, whether you say it or don't say it. There's no Islam in this editorial. There is one word, terrorist, at the very bottom. That's it.
Some people have called Donald Trump a cartoon caricature of the left's version of what a Republican politician is. This is the cartoon caricature of what people would say about a liberal editorial page. However, there is no doubt that terrorism, anti-gay hatred, and easy access to assault weapons were all part of what happened. To say that it's only one thing is ridiculous.
But wait, it's a very specific species of anti-gay hate.
Yes,
it's the Islamic species. That's exactly right. And so really,
hatred in the case of this guy.
Perhaps we should point out that it's not clear that he wasn't gay.
Well, that's exactly right. But this is really kind of the Anderson Cooper position, which is if you have a problem with gay marriage, you inspired this attack. No, this is not. Again, this is not an American form of homophobia. This is a Middle Eastern form. So why is it America's fault? What you're seeing in this is very recognizable. If you have talked to liberals or listen to the president, this is America's fault. No, actually, it's not.